Someone can still say, "I love you," while quietly checking out of a relationship. The change rarely announces itself. It shows up first in the questions they stop asking, the joy they stop sharing, and the distance they stop trying to repair. One behavior proves nothing on its own. Stress, grief, depression, burnout, or exhaustion can create the exact same kind of distance. What matters is the pattern. And sign 9 is usually the most revealing of all. 9. Subtle signs. They're losing feelings, backed by psychology. Snapreds. Final long-form narration. When someone is emotionally invested, they want access to your inner world. They ask follow-up questions. They remember what you told them last week. They notice when something is off. As that investment decreases, conversation narrows. You mention a difficult day at work, and instead of asking what happened, they move straight to dinner plans and logistics. The concern is not one distracted conversation. It is a repeated pattern in which interest in your inner world is gradually replaced by practical, surface-level communication. Curiosity is often the first place distance becomes visible. Another shift may appear in how they respond to your good news. How a partner reacts to something positive often says more than how they handle something negative.
Nice. You get the promotion. You finish the project you have been building for months. You share an idea you are genuinely excited about. And the response is clipped. Polite, but empty.
A single quiet reaction means very little. People get tired. But when your wins consistently stop landing, the emotional resonance between you may be thinning. When your joy no longer moves them, something has usually shifted underneath. Affection changes shape over time, and that is normal. Routine affection is not the problem. Every long-term relationship develops routines. The concern is when routine is all that remains, without warmth, attention, or spontaneous connection. The hug still happens. The goodbye kiss still happens. The kind word still gets said. But it can start to feel scheduled rather than felt, like a box being checked on the way out the door. Ask whether affection ever appears unprompted anymore, or only at the expected moments. When affection becomes predictable but no longer meaningful, the signal often changes long before the words do. Relationships are largely built out of very small moments. Sharing a joke, showing them something on your phone, reaching for a hand. Each one is a small invitation, asking a quiet question. Are you still with me? Over time, you may notice those invitations getting ignored. One person points out something funny, and the other barely looks up. Everyone misses a moment now and then. The pattern becomes more serious when the invitations stop being offered at all. These tiny openings are what keep a relationship feeling alive. Without them, it starts running on autopilot. The first 4 signs appear in everyday interactions. The next one often reveals itself through something even subtler. The language they use when talking about the future. When two people feel genuinely linked, they think in terms of we. We should try that place. We'll figure it out. We could do this next summer. A subtler change appears when that language starts to separate. If I go, I might. I've been thinking about doing that. I might go. One sentence proves nothing. People use I constantly without meaning anything by it. What matters is a repeated drift in how plans get described. A future that quietly stops assuming you are in it. Language tends to reflect the picture someone is already carrying in their head. Less conflict can be healthy when two people are simply communicating better. The concern is not peace, it is disengagement. In an engaged relationship, disagreement still happens, but both people explain themselves, negotiate, and care about how it ends. Disengagement looks different. They stop raising issues, they stop defending their position, they stop caring whether anything gets resolved. A conversation that used to lead somewhere now ends in a shrug. Arguing is not evidence of love, and calm is not evidence of trouble. The signal is whether they still seem invested enough to work anything through. Emotional shutdown is often more serious than open disagreement. Having friends, work, hobbies, and interests outside the relationship is healthy. The pattern to notice is the contrast. They are animated with friends, focused and energized at work, fully absorbed in a hobby, then flat, distracted, and half present the moment it is just the two of you.
This is not about being busy And independence is not the enemy. Outside relationships make people better partners, not worse ones.
But when the best version of someone consistently shows up everywhere except with you, that contrast is worth paying attention to. Privacy is healthy. Everyone is entitled to an inner life. What matters is a noticeable change, when ordinary openness is replaced by emotional guardedness, and you are no longer invited into parts of their life they once shared freely. Privacy and secrecy are not the same thing. This is not about suspicion. It is about access. The fears, disappointments, and small frustrations that used to arrive automatically now go unmentioned or get shared with everyone but you. Vulnerability is one of the primary ways closeness is built and maintained. When it fades, a relationship can start to feel carefully managed rather than genuinely shared. But the most revealing sign may not be less affection, privacy, or even indifference. It is what happens after the two of you become disconnected. Repair attempts are the small moves that close the gap. Apologizing, checking in, following up the morning after tension, offering affection first, reopening a hard conversation that did not finish well. Every relationship becomes disconnected sometimes. That is not the warning. The warning is when nobody reaches back across. If friction happens and the silence simply holds, no follow-up, no attempt, no repair, distance stops being a phase and becomes the arrangement. Repair is often the last clear evidence that someone still wants to protect what you have. If several of these are showing up consistently, the next step is not accusation. It is a calm, direct conversation built on 3 parts. Observation. I've noticed we feel more distant lately. Emotion. I feel disconnected. Request. Can we talk about what has changed and whether we both want to rebuild this? Avoid opening with, "You don't love me anymore." That invites defensiveness instead of honesty. Then listen for more than reassurance. Reassurance is easy. Listen for ownership, honesty, and a willingness to do something differently. These signs are not a verdict. Stress, grief, depression, burnout, exhaustion, and major life changes can all create the same distance. What matters is the pattern, and whether both people are willing to turn toward the problem instead of away from it. Some relationships recover from distance. Others reveal that one person stopped participating a long time ago. Either way, clarity is kinder than living indefinitely in uncertainty. Which sign do you think usually appears first? Lost curiosity, flat responses, or the end of repair attempts? Subscribe to SnapReds for more practical psychology, relationship insights, and personal growth.